Hello, welcome back to round 10. Okay, so let's jump back to round 9 quickly and have a look at what Tommy did. So, purchases. Infantry, bomber, tanks, artillery and sub, okay. So, Belarus, Baltic States and Northwest Europe conducted. He won all three, as we can see. Hang on, Baltic States? What happened there? Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I'm not thinking in order of turns there, I obviously mapped that back, so yeah, makes sense. Okay. Fairly normal, and then non-combat, 2 bombers to Russia. This is annoying for me actually, because obviously he's supporting Russia, which we knew he'd do, but it's obviously making things harder for me. I want to try and get into Russia as soon as I can, but having the Americans supporting this is difficult. So yeah, a lot of non-combat moves. Fairly standard though. I think he's slowly moving. This is something I didn't notice before actually. I was scanning the board before I started recording, and this sub he's sneaking them over very carefully. The interesting thing about this C-zone is that when the units appear, I think they generally appear in the northern part, so if you're not careful you'd miss that. Because a quick scan would say, oh yeah, we're fine here, nothing to worry about. Oh wait, there's a sub there. So you've got to watch the C-zone, be careful of that in your own games. That's a tricky little unit placement thing there. So I need to be aware, obviously, there are subs slowly coming this way. He's not reinforcing with... I felt like he's been building a bomber every round, but there are not many left. Oh, there's 2 over here. Okay, yeah, of course. I felt there's been more, though. He may have been attacking Berlin, I'm not sure. I'm not paid that close attention to what he's been actually doing with his bombers, which I probably should have been, but still. Yeah, so the fleet is still as it was. There's only 1 bomber here still on Wake Island, but there are a few subs I've got to be careful of. Yeah, that's it for Tommy. Round 10. JBD, bit of complex repair in Russia, 5 infantry, as expected. Non-combat. Yeah, he's backed out of the Caucasus, which I think was probably a wise move, given the fact that obviously I had a lot of troops bordering here, which so it made sense really. And yeah, looks all standard to me. So Matt's purchases, again, infantry, artillery, took France and the Baltic States. What was the loss actually in France? Destroyed 4 infantry, 4 and 2 lost it, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, fairly standard from Matt. Again, we know what's going to happen here. Oh, bomber purchase from Stevie. Interesting, okay. That is interesting actually. 1 bomber, okay. So he's just taken France now again. I think that was it. Yeah, that was just it. So they're back in. Now, this round was fairly interesting for me. I think I spent a while just calculating a few things, a few variations. Why certain regions actually popped out their names? Why has that happened? Why are this... Weird. Weird bug. Yeah, I spent a while looking at the board here and thinking what our best option was. Mainly to do with Matt as well, because at the moment, obviously, if you look at the power balance here, Germany's weak. Very weak. It's almost on Russia's level now. So it's not good. I mean, the thing is, obviously, this will fall at some point if I don't take Russia first. And we were just thinking about whether it was worth taking France this round at all, or just leaving it and just starting the escalation between, the Allies in France and Germany and Berlin. We've worked it out. I think probably the best thing to do, we think here, is to attack once more. We've got 3 artilleries left. We can do it in such a way that we can take Northwestern Europe, France comfortably, still leave something behind in Berlin. So that gives us 1 more round of, France not having a complex in it. Because obviously I think the plan is going to be for the Allies, once they take France and control it for a round, to pop a complex down and start churning out troops, a bit more aggressively towards Berlin. So I think 1 more round of that not happening is good for us, obviously. We're just buying time with Matt at the moment, basically, with Germany. Trying to keep him alive as long as we can. Also, the fact that if he takes Northwest Europe, that means that the US this turn can't next turn, can't attack Berlin directly. So all it needs to do is secure Berlin against the British attack, which won't be too bad. I think it's going to be obviously these 6 units, plus fighter and bomber and a few bombers, but that should be enough. With the 4 fighters he's got in there, That should be more than enough to deal with that. Plus the 10 he's going to drop in. I assume 10? Yeah, 10. So one more attack on France will be the idea here, I think, to clear it once more. And then it will become an escalation of just pure infantry in Berlin, because obviously we'll lose our artillery next round. So there'll be no more cost-effective attacks, because we can't attack with just infantry and aerial support. That's going to be risky, I think. And plus at that point we're going to probably be saving up as much as we can, because the IPC is a problem. Obviously trading evenly now with the allies in this area is going to be bad for Germany. I think we need to be sort of mass producing and just bulking up Berlin as best we can to buy time for me then to take Russia and then support him. So that's the game plan, really. So for me this round, we're obviously knocking on the door fairly heavily. I can't attack Moscow this round. Obviously I've not got anywhere near the troops to do that. So what I can do is I can move everything into Kazakh. I've calculated the odds of him winning this fight, actually attacking it. And we can get to around 90% odds of success if I move in certain bombers from the area and just stack it as best I can. So that's going to be the game plan. Stack Kazakh on the way to the Caucasus, which we will take as well this round. So that's the idea. But beyond that, it's going to be, I think, larger for me. I'm going to switch my purchases now from artillery and infantry to pure heavy units, tanks, because we're going to have a lot of infantry now sitting up front, which is good. We've got the buffer units set up. What we need now is the heavy hitters behind them. So obviously we'll have the aerial support, which will be fairly good. We'll have a lot of bombers, hopefully. If we don't lose them in the complex raids. And we'll have 5 fighters, which I will be moving out at some point, but not this round because I'm just trying to prep the land units first. But once we're ready to, I think, what I plan to do is take Caucasus. Once I've gained control of that firmly, I'll then calculate, I think, what round I can, realistically attack Russia. And obviously plan the movement of the fighters based around that to make sure, obviously, that they are defending Japan as long as we need them to. But when we're ready to move them out, we can get them out, and then I'll have a good defense prepped for Japan, as in it'll probably be a lot of infantry. So that's the idea. So for now, though, it's just about still moving forward. Obviously, we're going to purchase a lot of tanks now. I'll be churning tanks out from India, Manchuria, and hopefully Egypt as well to kind of just keep rolling into the Caucasus, and obviously hopefully eventually overwhelm Moscow. So that's the plan. So I've gone for 8 tanks and 2 infantry. Slightly prepping obviously our preparation for prepping our defense of Japan once I move the fleet away. The problem is obviously once I move these planes towards Moscow, this fleet then becomes very vulnerable because they'll have the advantage. So I've got to be careful about what I leave in Japan because the fleet won't be enough to defend. I'll obviously have to reunite the fleet here as well with 2 battleships, but yeah, I'll have to think about that. So for now, 2 infantry, 8 tanks. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to start taking away a few more territories for Matt, which would be good. 1 here, 1 here. And then we are going to... So what I worked out, I can do this, this, and this. Because I wanted to attack with 2 artillery, not 2 infantry here. Because I want to make sure we take it. I know it's... Do I do that? I'm trying to just make doubly sure that we take the Caucasus this round because I need that to fall. And I was thinking by doing 2 artillery that makes it extremely likely that it happens. Having 2 infantry and 1 artillery, I mean it's obviously very good odds, but again I've lost against that before. So I think we trust the dice. Let's trust the dice. Let's cancel that. So yeah, let's go for that. We're taking Archangel as well. And everything else is going to get moved straight into Kazakh for the defense. Oh, and also going to do some bombing here as well in the complex. So the nice thing for us now is the fact that Russia's obviously backing off to Moscow means we can focus down our bombing raids on one place now. We can leave the Caucasus, because obviously we're going to control that now. So yeah, we can focus down all our firepower on just hitting Moscow. So we'll keep them down, keep them struggling, and try and get the troops up there as fast as we can. In terms of combat move, I think that should be it, I believe. Just double checking. I'm moving this guy back over here. Yeah, looks good to me. Looks good to me. Let's go with that. obviously I could have thrown a bomber into this fight with the Caucasus, but that's not necessary. I think I'd rather just focus on, you know, hitting the complex here. So, fingers crossed, no losses, come on. Some good bombing raids. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I couldn't have asked for much better, to be fair. That's awesome. So that's going to be extremely costly. Now, again, the last piece of the puzzle here is just taking the Caucasus, which I assume will happen. Yes, very nice. Yeah, I'm glad I decided against that 2 artillery move. It was overcautious, I think, given the situation. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, we now stack Kazakh with everything, pretty much. That's the plan. So, let's move all you guys up. We're also going to have to obviously move these bombers in as well. One of you in there. So yeah, the final defense will be 11 infantry, 4 artillery, 5 bombers, 1 tank, and that will be, I think that gives us about a 90% chance of victory if I did it. It may have changed slightly from what I did before on the actual calculation, but I think we should be fine. That's more than enough. The odds will favour us anyway, so it won't tempt Russia into an attack, which is the main thing. So we've got 1 infantry, or 1 unit at least, bordering all of these provinces, so any take now is going to obviously cost them units to do so, which is good. Oh, make sure I keep moving these guys as well. Now the question here, I didn't actually think about this before, is what to do with my fleet. I want to obviously get some boys in. Let's just do the normal move there of getting the guys from Yunnan and moved up, and then I think we'll get these guys moving here as well. I'm still thinking about trying to maybe take Australia, but I just don't know how I can justify it with Moscow. Obviously, the attack on Moscow is coming soon. And I'm going to need these fighters in that fight. That's the problem. I can't really have them diverted in the Pacific right now, because I need 5 units attacking on a 3 is going to be, you know, a win or loss, basically. The deciding factor in this Moscow fight. So I need them in play. And it's not worth it. For 3 IPC, it's not really worth it. I think the time for this is gone. I think Moscow is now the priority. I don't think I can't really afford this right now, so I have to say goodbye to that, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm in with the transports back. We don't need them here now. I can't move them through here because the sub will get them. Africa is looking safe. I've not seen any movement towards Africa from the Americans or the British, so I think we should be okay to snag this final one here as well. This will obviously fall. Start pulling guys back. I think I might leave these 2 maybe here, just about, to make it, if you just go for a sneaky transport later on, I've got units on the ground to kind of, you know, block off and buy time. But it's nice to have Africa finally, which is good. Our APC now, let's check it. 63. Very nice. Very nice. That's what we like. Now, the interesting thing here is I'm not sure if Russia will try and retake the Caucasus. What I expect to happen probably is actually the Americans will take it. They've got 3 artillery bordering. They've got also 4 planes, 2 bombers, 2 fighters to take this back. So I think what will probably happen is the Americans will take it back for Russia, which will obviously mean Russia can then, you know, they don't need to move out of Moscow, because that will have a lot of troops in Kazakh threatening a potential attack. I'm not going to attack. That would be probably silly, I think, given the numbers, but we're threatening, so they can't really move too much out. But yeah. Okay, I really want to... These are making me want to build destroyers, I've got to be honest. I have 1 destroyer, that's like gold dust now, because that's my 1 defense against these. Well, not obviously not, but, you know, it's very important to have a destroyer in your fleet if you're going to be attacking with more than obviously that as well, so I think I need to keep that safe. In terms of non-combat though, I think that's about it. I think I'm just going to double check my math once more on the defense here to make sure, because it's slightly different to what I planned, so I want to make sure I've got it down, and I'll come back quickly. Okay, yeah, we've got 85%, so that's more than enough to deter an attack from Moscow. Looking good. So final scan. I think we're good to go. Ooh, actually, hang on. 2, 3. Yeah, I've just noticed actually moving my. I'll tell you what. To counter that, let's do this instead. Let's do this here first. Just notice these guys were in range of the fighters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, the bomber's not in range, so it'd just be 2 fighters, but still, I don't want to risk losing these transports, because I might need them later. So I think... Yeah, we'll move them to the sea zone around India first, then we can move straight into the main fleet next round, so that might be a better way to do it, just to avoid them, avoid tempting the attack from these guys. Okay, I think we're good. So we're moving in, we are moving in, I like it. So Manchuria, India, Egypt, and a few guys here. I think actually I want to just make sure. I know the odds are good for winning this fight for Japan, but I want to make sure again. At this stage in the game, this is the problem. We need to be so careful with every single move because it could cost us the game. So, any slight mistake or any bit of percentage chance we give the enemy to attack, then I think it could be costly. So I'm going to double check this defense of Japan, make sure we're okay, and then I'll continue. Yeah, we're still very, very good there, so that's completely fine. Had to make sure though. Had to make sure. Always worth doing. Okay. So, national production up to 63, fantastic. 65 in the bank for the next round, which is also fantastic. Again, that's going to be pretty much bankrolling mainly tanks, I think. We can afford, obviously, to put 60's worth is going to be... sorry, it's not going to be that, is it? It's going to be 48 IPC per turn just for the tank drops in these 3 complexes. Then we've got a bit spare for obviously reinforcing things in Japan. But yeah, looking good. So we're making the moves now. We're getting close. We are very much closing in on Moscow now. But I think from my perspective, it's looking good now. Obviously, Matt's in danger, but on the Russian front, it's still looking very, very good for us. So we'll be in the Caucasus next round with a good number of troops. We've got tanks about to move in. So I think not next round, but the round after, possibly, we won't be able to have a think about attacking. What I might consider now, actually, yeah, we could think about a round 12 attack. Round 11 is going to be moving tanks in range, which all of them can be in range by round 12. So into the Caucasus, Persia, Xinjiang with these ones, and then move the fighters in next round. Then round 12, we'd be in a position to then attack, I think. So I think I might be going for that plan. I probably shouldn't say that on the recording. But I think it's likely round 12 could be the round possibly for an attack. I'm going to work out the odds and the probabilities of what might happen in Moscow between then and now. But yeah, round 12 could be the round, I think. As long as I think Matt should be fine. Matt's going to be fine for this round. Sorry, for round 11. And round 12, he should also... No, that's an unknown. Round 11 he's fine. Round 12, I think he should be fine as well. Unless something amazing happens, but I think he should be fine for those 2 rounds. So hopefully we've got it. I just want to say as well, this has been a fantastic game so far. It really has. I think of the 3 community games, I've really enjoyed them all, but this one has been my favourite so far. Win or lose, because it's been just such a fun game. It's been tight the whole way through, and it could have swung either way many times. There's been mistakes from both sides. We've had opportunities arisen from both sides. It's just been a lot of fun. But yeah, great game to all the 4 players. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, still a ways to go for us though. It's basically a rush now to kill either Russia or Germany. That's the plan for both of us. We need to see which one survives the longer. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's round 10. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in round 11. Take care.